Hi everybody and welcome to video 3. Once again, my name is Meghan Manzo and I'm a registered homeopath, Reiki practitioner, and to my left,
I'm Meghan Forbes, owner and creator of Meghan Forbes Coaching and also a Reiki practitioner.
So, the news might not tell you everything, and just because you can't see it doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. So this is exactly what we're talking about when we move into the topic of colds and flus.
So this time of year especially, we tend to fall ill more often than regular, and sometimes this is just due to the weather, sometimes it's due to the added stress, but we're both going to tell you some tips and tricks about how to kind of curb your likeliness of catching something you don't want this time of year. The best way to stop a cold is to stop it starting, and a balanced diet is actually one of the great ways to do that, especially a balanced diet that includes a lot of alkaline foods. So alkaline foods versus acidic foods, and I'm just going to give you a quick list of kind of a few great foods to be eating this time of year, and a few that are probably not going to be doing you many favors if you ingest them. So the first is alkaline foods. Great ones are your leafy greens like kale, spinach, Swiss chard. We've also got things like avocado, almonds, cucumber, figs, apricots, or mangoes. Now, some of the foods that you really want to avoid are highly acidic foods. And these are things like grains, sugar, processed foods. I always say to my clients, do not buy any food that has its own TV commercial. That's the biggest tip I have for them when they're shopping. Processed foods are the worst for you. Also, soda is a big one. Carbonated beverages are really damaging to your cells. Coffee, I know everyone's going to hate me, but coffee and alcohol are pretty damaging as well. So the more you can restrict that second list of foods and introduce more of the green whole foods to your diet, the more likely you are to stay nice and healthy, because bacteria, viruses, sicknesses, they have a really hard time surviving and thriving in an alkaline environment. So that's what we're really aiming to do with our systems.
Nicely said, even though you mentioned coffee and I drink enough of it.
I know, the tip is drink lots of water to help it flush through your system.
Noted. So there are also a couple of remedies that you can use during the cold and flu season. Homeopathy is really great to boost your immunity during this time in a very natural way. One of those remedies is called allium cepa. Literally, it's made from red onion. So what happens when you cut an onion? What are the symptoms that you get? Very similar, this is what this remedy treats. For those colds where you have runny eyes and a runny nose and you get that burning underneath your nose there from probably all the damn tissue that you're using, it's a really great remedy to help fight off that type of cold. And also if you've got blocked nasal passageways, so similar to the symptoms of when you cut an onion, right? Runny nose, runny eyes, and a bit of the burn. If this is a cold that comes on like this, then you can take this remedy, allium cepa, made from red onion, to counteract, to boost the immunity, and to push the cold right through so that you're not suffering for like 5 or 6 days. I mean, you can get your Netflix shows in, but I mean, there's a time to start living your life. The second remedy that you can use is called Aconite. This is really good for the first 24 hours if you get sick. If you find that you're trying to be a goddamn hero and you're going out to shovel the snow and you're not wearing a hat and you're not dressed properly because you're still living in summer mode, and it's really cold and there's a cold wind, and then you all of a sudden develop some cold and flu-like symptoms, you can really use this remedy again to boost the immunity, to push through either to the next stages of what that cold's going to be, or to kind of finish off and get you through that cold faster. These remedies do not make the cold disappear. They push your system through and they get you better faster, okay? So we're still going to have to go through the cold. It helps our immunity anyways. It's not a bad thing to get a cold once in a while, but it's the duration of that cold that we really want to minimize, and this is what homeopathy can do for you, really boost the immunity and push you through so that you're not suffering for days and days on end.
Absolutely, love that. Thanks for watching this week, everyone. Tune in to the next video where we tell you how to tackle those tough headaches.
Bye, guys.
See you later.